Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Football Therapy with me, your host Jan, and welcome to your post-match presser of Manchester City 4 goals, Chelsea 0, no goals, away at the Etihad in the FA Cup, eliminated in the first round. Now, we've got a lot to talk about. We do. First of all, I would just like to commend the Chelsea away support in the Etihad. Fantastic support, respecting Vialli, chanting Vialli's name, singing and supporting the team that served them up. Absolute potent sewage. And they still sang and they didn't turn toxic or seemingly not toxic, though personally, you might not agree, I did think the chants for Roman Abramovich and Thomas Tuchel were probably unhelpful considering our situation. I don't think it's going to achieve anything. But despite that being my opinion, I think the away support was nothing short of incredible. So we're going to talk about a little bit of the game, but I think a little bit more about our current existential crisis as a football club. I thought we were going to lose this game, and then I saw the lineup, and I was like, yeah, we're going to get pumped. Of course, young Bashir Humphreys started in the centre-back. Chalobah played at right-back, which is something I've personally been calling for a while, though I don't think that was necessarily the problem in this game. Hall starts at left-back, great. Very disappointed to not see our best two performers start from the last game against City, of course, which was Denis Zakaria and, of course, Carney Chukwuemeka. Of course, Zakaria played I believe he played the 90, the full game before. Either way, I can maybe understand him not starting this game, and but I think Chukwuemeka could have started because he came off the bench before in that last game. But maybe there's a good chance that Graham Potter looked at this and thought Fulham's the more important game, and this is just an opportunity to see some youngsters play. Of course, we got to see in the second half, he brought on Zakaria and he brought on David Datro Fofana. Of course, our new signing, the Ivorian 20-year-old striker, who I feel kind of bad for because since he signed for Chelsea, he's just sat on the bench and he's looked at these performances. And he's a Chelsea fan, by the way. Drogba, Ivorian fan, Chelsea fan growing up. He's probably thinking, what the ruddy heck am I watching? What is this? What is this Chelsea? This is not the Chelsea I grew up supporting. Man City were immaculate. They could have scored more. They just sort of controlled the game in large periods in the second half. We didn't have a single shot in the first half. Mahrez, immaculate free kick, postage stamp. I'm not going to blame Kepa for that. A couple of penalties. Koulibaly just not looking great, is he? And a lovely Phil Foden goal. They were just great. They were great. Man City, I'm not going to talk about Man City because they were great and they are a great team, aren't they? They're the finished article in every sense of the word and have been for a long, long time. They're set up to succeed and they're set up as a club to succeed. Even before Pep Guardiola arrived, they were preparing. This is before 2016. So in 2015, which is what, eight years ago now? They were preparing for Pep's arrival and making an infrastructure at the club. They were doing what we're doing now. I mean, do you know what I mean? And I'm not criticizing anyone or anything here. Chelsea were a great team. We had, Frank Lampard, JT, Drogba, Ballack, Cech, these characters, these leaders on the pitch that simply would not accept a capitulation like we've seen of late of these recent Chelsea players. Now, I'm not blaming the youngsters. They grew up in the academy looking at these players. I'm blaming a lot of the senior players that we've brought in. I'm annoyed at them. I'm frustrated. I'm upset with them for the performances they've been dishing out. But not only am I annoyed and upset with a few of these players, they just don't work. They don't work. They haven't worked for a long, long time. And Chelsea is just... I keep saying, I bump into people whenever I talk about Chelsea. I say it's going to get worse before it gets better. And in tonight's result. And yes, it was a heavily changed side, and whatever. City were much stronger. They looked like they were going to be as. But your Ziyech's and your Jorginho's, and these are players that I think are very talented in their own right. I talk the aforementioned leaders from that golden age of Chelsea. Jorginho in the armband today. I love Jorginho. I think he's a really fun guy, nice dude, and I think he does love Chelsea. But we just don't have that juice anymore, man. And we're so profoundly far away from that sort of Titanic character Chelsea. We're so far away from that. So what's the alternative? Well, you've got to develop a good footballing side that's, built on data and infrastructure. So you get a Man City, Yes, Pep's a world-class coach, but they've built up to this, That was his condition to join them, that they needed this infrastructure. Now, the culmination of a bunch of things. Look, I understand how fans will be very upset, and they'll be very upset with the players' performances, which was dismal. Certainly some more than others, but a lot of people will be upset with Potter, and I totally understand that. But, sacking Potter is not the answer here, ladies and gentlemen. It isn't. This problem, what we watched in front of our eyes is a culmination of money and vibes for Chelsea for too long. Too long, because it worked in the noughties, mate, and all the way up to 2015, and even when Antonio Conte came in, he had prime Diego Costa when he won the league. He had prime Eden Hazard when he won the league. He had prime N'Golo Kante when he won the league. He had prime Thibaut Courtois. Do you know what I mean? Who was really a good goalkeeper at the time. He had JT, John Terry, in the dressing room being the captain. And he's a good coach on top of that. So we don't have any of this now. we have Thomas Tuchel, who did a miracle cup run in the Champions League, which we deservedly won, but he was fuming. Thomas Tuchel was fuming domestically because he knew the famous Thomas Tuchel line. We have the same problems because we have the same players. But Thomas Tuchel, yes, he wanted change, but he didn't want to work with the owners to create this infrastructural change. And I love Tuchel. He's theatrical. I keep saying I'm a content creator. I got so much juice from him, And as a Chelsea fan, I connected to him. But as a Chelsea fan now who truly cares, who wants change and development, we don't need theatre anymore. It's no longer Conte, Mourinho, Tuchel, and Abramovich and vibes. Who do you want? Bang, bang, bang. Even we were hanging on to the brilliance of Hazard for too long. They've all gone. The Titans of the early noughties, the Kantés, the Costas, the Hazards, even the Willian and Pedros. God, we don't know how good we had it. The truth is, man, we are in a stink. We're in a serious funk now. And we're just going to have to really, really become lucid to this scenario. The modern day landscape for top tier football, and the top tier football is in the Premier League and the FA Cup. This was a demonstration of the top tier football because it's Man City, in the Etihad. You need to build towards that. You can't just. It's great that Potter wants to look at these kids, and some of them will be good enough, and it's it means more to them than a lot of the senior players, and that's great. But it will take time to coach these ideas, to find players that actually want to be here, to find players that can actually play at this level, at this high octane level. Look at that Man City side. Manchester City, they have Erling Haaland up front, right? The best conventional centre forward in the world, right? And he's young. He's 22. Do you want to know who their backup for Erling Haaland is? It's 22-year-old World Cup winning Julian Alvarez. That's their backup. They've just got an incredible side that all know exactly what they're doing because Pep's been there for best part of a decade or however long he's been there now. And it's, and this is what it takes. Potter came out and had those words recently and sort of, it was right to sort of reference, Arteta's struggles sort of really fleetingly, but he did finish 8th twice. And yes, it was a dysfunctional Arsenal side, but this is a dysfunctional Chelsea side. You can't say, they won the Champions League a couple of seasons ago. Because it was a great cup run, but we had prime N'Golo Kante, we had everything was falling in the right place for us, and it's just not there anymore, man. Look, domestically we've been shite for 6 years. And or 5 is, whatever it is. To be honest, yeah, probably pushing 6. We just need to smell the coffee. The truth, and you can sing for Roman Abramovich all you want. He doesn't own Chelsea anymore. By the way, we've got owners that spend money like Roman Abramovich did. In fact, they spend more so far. And they want to be present, they want to be here at Chelsea. They want to watch games. Of course, Abramovich had, diplomatic or like whatever, geopolitical issues that couldn't see him at Stamford Bridge. He did used to be there. But they'll go home and away, Bowley, Eghbali, they want to watch Chelsea. They want to be there and be part of Chelsea. They want Chelsea to succeed. They want to play young players. They want to use the academy. It's all positive. It's all good news, no dirty laundry in terms of any political stuff. No one's gonna, sing derogatory stuff about our owners. Do you know what I mean? And they want the right things, but it's crap right now, I do feel bad for Potter, and I do like the fact how, in these embargoed quotes that came out this morning, well, last night or at some point today, when he says, yeah, of course I get emotional, but my job is to be respectful and diplomatic when I speak to the media, because that's how you have longevity. I'm not gonna throw my toys out the pram or get, although I am upset. This is just what you're gonna get from me, because his job is to make Chelsea better, not entertain in press conferences. And Chelsea need to get better, clearly. It's going to be a long old season. We're not even halfway yet. It might even be good, to be honest, that we're out of the FA Cup now, where there's so much congestion. We need time to develop and coach. Really, I hope Potter starts looking at these senior players. Some of them are thinking, well, look, we're just better with the kids. We're better with the kids, So let's play the kids. I'm not going to spend too much longer talking about this. In fact, I'm probably going to wrap it up. I'll, of course, reflect on any Chelsea news that arises in the media tomorrow in Chelsea news. So make sure you sub if you want to. Thank you for liking the video, friends. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough, man. But this is life and this is football. We'll be back. Peace.